Hello! What's up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. As you all probably already know from the title of the live stream, today we're going to be talking about gender identity and sexuality. And today we have over here joining us Prichia.
Hey, hello.
I have no cool sound effects, so I just make them myself. And we have Arthur, also known as Bookie Blanco. You guys might know him.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, today's live stream, basically, we're just gonna be giving a little bit of insight based on what we've been researching on gender identity, sexuality, people's sex in general. And I hope this is a good live stream for you all to learn a little bit more about, different people in our world, in our community, and so that we can share a little bit more love with everyone around. So, before I start, I would like my esteemed guests to be introducing themselves. Drop us a little beat, tell us who you are, what are you working on. I will start with Prichia. Is that good?
Okay.
Let's go.
So hello everyone. I'm Prichia. I'm from France, and I usually do some battles in the solo category. I hope so really soon in the crew category with Holala. And I'm a full artist. I do beatbox, but also I'm a producer, singer, and songwriter. And yeah, that's it. I guess I'm really happy to be here, of course.
That's great. Drop us a beat. Come on, let's go.
Okay. I need to change though my wait 1 second.
Oh, she's a professional.
Wow.
Look at that.
Okay, I don't know.
Everything is tricky in my tricky in my
Yo, that was awesome. Sick
Thanks.
flow.
I hope it didn't lag because I have bad internet, but yeah, thank you.
Not for me. I heard it great. Okay, sorry. I have to refocus myself after that. That was awesome. Okay, our next guest, our next artist, Arthur, also known as Bookie Blanco. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, so I'm Bookie Blanco. You might see me in a few battles, like in French Beatbox Championships 2020, or maybe if you watched the live stream of the GBB 7 to Smoke, I was in the top 8. I lost 2 times against Beart and Vokoda, so it's super cool. And I've got many artistic projects, like 2 really important. One with a synthesizer, a pianist, which is called In the Shell. And we do like beatboxing, rap, piano, and singing. So it's a really cool project. And another one with a hip hop dancer who is called Hisma. And we do a lot of things. So don't worry, it will be uploaded soon. And yeah, that's all for me.
Awesome. By the way, just talking about his 7 to Smoke performance, I was there. I watched him live, and he killed it. Totally downplaying himself, talking about his losses, but like, if you saw the stream, this guy, his performances were up there, like high level stuff. And hello, Beatbox, please, let's go.
Okay,
Let's hear it.
Okay. Posé, je pose mes cartes, emporté pour tes cas, pardon, porter des cas, j'ai posé pour tes cartes, et posé, je pose mes cartes, porté pour tes cas, pardon, porter des cas, j'ai posé pour tes cartes, et... And that's it.
Yeah, that was nasty. Yo.
Thank you.
What was that? What was that snare you were doing at the end?
This is the special snare.
Oh, I love it. So good.
Thank you.
Yo, that was sick, both of you. Crazy flows. I'm seeing a lot of fires in the chat from both performances. The audiences love you guys. And I can see why. But yeah, so that's a little bit of introduction about them. Just to give you guys a little bit more context on who I am. I'm Amit, also known as The Fool, hosting today on behalf of Swissbeatbox. I am the head of education and community resources at Swissbeatbox. So yeah, let's get this started with. So first things first, what we wanted to talk about is, we always like to start off our live streams presenting a little bit about the research that we have been doing in this past month about the topic that we have today, gender identity and sexuality. So if my man Ilya, could you load up the slides so that we can check it out? Wonderful. Okay. So today, we're talking about sex versus gender versus sexuality. What are the differences? What can we change? And what can't we change, in a sense? In the next slide, we have a little bit of a disclaimer. Something that's very, very important to note is that this information is a very brief introduction to a very, 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 very big and complicated topic. We as a society are constantly discovering new things about these topics, and we will have to keep updating our knowledge and understanding and our views on these topics so that we can stay relevant and make everyone feel a bit more welcome in our society. Chances are, if you've already finished your formal education, you would have had some sort of sexuality education program in your school. Likely it's a little bit outdated because that's a bit how schools kind of work. If it's not updated, then kudos to your education program. But don't worry. The point is we all grow and learn together, and we have to continually just update our knowledge about this so that we can understand the people within our community a little bit better. So yeah, basically today we are presenting this so that we can reduce the amount of ignorance and mistreatment that has happened within our community before. So next slide, talking a little bit about the differences between what is sex, what is gender, and what is sexuality. So first thing, sex is basically our biological makeup that results from our chromosomes. This is just science. It's biology in a sense, right? So common characteristics that you could look out for in this sense would be your genitals, your secondary sex characteristics, such as maybe body hair, chromosomes, essentially. So all the common identifiable characteristics. But please note, chromosomes sometimes don't reflect in our outer appearance. Okay, so these characteristics aren't always accurate. we can't solely rely on science because gender biology is more complicated than we think. So, speaking about gender, something to note about gender is that it is a social construct. Okay, it's what we as a society make it out to be, in a sense. So gender identity, in a sense, is what we think about ourselves and how we interpret this term gender. You know, are you cisgender? Are you genderqueer? Are you transgender? Are you agender? We'll be talking a little bit more on the specifics about this in a couple of slides. And that in combination with your gender expression. So gender expression is how do you act out your gender? How do you perform your gender? What are you behaving like? What are your mannerisms? What are your outward aesthetic, in a sense? It really does not have to match how other people perceive what your gender should look like or be like. It's just really how you personally express yourself. So basically in the spectrum of gender, we place ourselves on that spectrum to fit into what society expects of us, in a sense, or where we feel like we fit in that spectrum, so that, you know, in a sense, we have a clearer picture of where we fit in society. And then we have sexuality. So sexuality is very specifically about the other person. Who do we like? You know, what gender are we attracted to? Some examples could be heterosexuality, homosexuality, pansexuality, bisexuality, asexuality, demisexuality, and gynosexuality. I know this is a lot to take in. There is a lot of sexualities out there. Take it step by step. Today's information is just to give you a brief introduction. I would love to implore you all to take your own time to find out more about the different types of sexualities, about the people around you. What kind of sexuality do they enjoy, or what are they attracted to, in a sense? We'll be going a little bit more in depth to this as well later on. But something to take note is your sexual attraction can be very different from romantic attraction to another person. So moving on. So let's dive a little bit deeper into what it means, what sex means, in a sense. You know? So just now I talked about your chromosomal makeup. Very complicated term, but essentially this is just your basic biology. Do you have an XY chromosome makeup, or do you have an XX? So this could be broken down into your sex characteristics. Could be, I mean, basically it could be typical of male or female, or it could be atypical of a male or female. And one thing to really remember is that you can look one way, but your chromosomes might not really represent, as in, like, your body may not represent what is in your chromosomes within the binary of sex. So this contrast between your outer appearance and the chromosomal makeup within your body is what many people call the intersex. So intersex individuals often do not fit within our societal typical definitions of what male or female bodies would look like. Next, gender. So gender is like I mentioned, a social construct. So it consists of your gender identity. What do you think of yourself in your gender and your gender expression? After what you think about yourself, how do you express yourself? How do you show yourself to other people? Your behaviors, your manners, your outward aesthetic. So it also consists of, again, societal expectations and stereotypes that we place on other people. We often base these expectations off the sex characteristics. So stereotypes. For example, like many people say women must be feminine and men must be masculine. Obviously, these are wrong, inaccurate. But I mean, that's in a sense what the societal expectations and stereotypes are. So, but the thing to note is manly men and girly girls are completely fine. A lot of people feel comfortable in your expected gender, and that's completely okay. But logically, you got to think that if that can exist, the opposite can also exist. A lot of people don't feel comfortable being in that typical manly man or being that typical girly girl, in a sense. And why? So moving on to the next slide. Why? Because different people view and express their gender differently. Everyone is different. Everyone thinks of themselves in a different way, and everyone would like to express themselves in a different way that they're comfortable with. So there are definitely some people who do not identify with the gender role the world has given to them, so they identify as another one. These would be transgender people. There are also people who prefer to have both or neither of the traditional women or men gender titles. These would be genderqueer people. In both scenarios, those people are non-binary in a sense, because they don't identify with just one male or female gender. It could be both or neither. It really depends on how their personal expression is like. So talking about sexuality. So that's talking about people that we are attracted to. Which genders do we like? So heterosexual people are attracted to people of the opposite gender. I am personally heterosexual. Then there's homosexual people attracted to people of the same gender. There are people who are bisexual attracted to people of same and other genders. And there are pansexual people who are capable of falling for someone regardless of any sex or gender that they are in. A lot of people think that this form of sexuality is a choice, but actually it's really just what we naturally feel. It's a completely natural feeling, like you know it. It's not something that you actively decide upon. But yeah, so in conclusion, I know this is a lot of information, but if there's 3 things that you take away from today, we are made of our sex, which is our chromosomal combination, that's biology, our sex characteristics. Second, how we view ourselves and express ourselves in terms of our gender. And the third, the gender of the other individuals that we are most attracted to. So that's our sexuality. That's what we are all made up of. So yeah, that's a little summary of what we've been researching on so far. If you have any questions about this, please drop it down in the chat. We'll have a little session later on with Arthur and Prichia talking about their viewpoints, their personal experiences in the community. And yeah, that would be a great time for you to ask any questions you might have about this very, very complicated topic. And we would love to answer it as best as we can. Cool. Moving on to our next segment. Okay, here's the part that some of you might be a little bit more interested in. We just wanted to share a little bit more on content that's been made by people who are basically non-binary, in a sense. We wanted to show what kind of content they're putting out, push that content a little bit. Honestly, it's really awesome stuff. So let's just get on with the reacting. Who do we have up first, Ilya? Sorry for the technical hold up. Waiting up on the video to load up. Alright, we have Galush first. Galush from the USA. He looks like he's on the loop station. Let's play it up. Let's go. Yo! Yo! What do you guys think about that? Yo, Galush is so sick. I love his loop station. I remember watching him live at the 2019 American Beatbox Championship. So sick. He really, really killed it then, and he killed it in this one as well. Just for your information, that was Gassed by Galush featuring Theophile Victoria. I'm really hoping I pronounced that correctly. Please, if anyone knows the correct pronunciation, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that was top level artist production. You know, the loop station was on point. The dancing was really cool. I love the vibe of the background. Amazing stuff. What do you guys think?
Cool. Really, really cool. It was really dope. And actually, big up to the dancer because that was a really long run. And you need some takes, so I feel like he was so tired at the end. It's really good, really good.
You can really see it. Yeah.
You can feel it. You can feel it. It's not the first one.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Really sick.
Arthur, what do you think?
But it's so refreshing to get some beatbox plus dance. Like the combination of the two arts is like so perfect, and I think there are not so much tactile like that, and as the video shows, it must be.
Yeah. I really appreciate when people like beatboxers do collaboration with the other art forms.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool, and it adds so much more value to our art form as well. Like it also helps reach out to a much larger audience that way. Really, really awesome stuff. Got a little comment in the chat by Xander Noble. Amit is vibing right now. I was vibing. That is very true. We were all vibing really hard to Galush. Sick stuff. Okay, sweet. Let's play the next one. I'm excited. Yo, what a great start.
So I just
look at it. Look who it is.
want who be who freeze who I who just who wants so be who freeze boo bay boo buzz boo bones boo bay boo buzz boo phone play you some music boo. Okay, Every time I close my eyes, I travel in my mind, trying to find the light in the dark of the night. Oh, moonlight's when the moon rises. When the moon rises. Thank you.
Crazy. Look at everyone vibing out in the background. I love that. Wow. So, by the way, for everyone who doesn't know, that was When the Moon Rise by Prichia, a wonderful guest over here. That was, wow. I mean, so much respect for you for putting a whole track out there, you know, with so much variation. Like, I don't think there was a single point there where I was bored. Like, so much variation. Things kept on switching up. I love the new sounds, all these new combinations that you're putting out there. Especially that... I don't even know how that was...
This one. I
So
need to work
powerful.
on this one. I didn't do a lot of stuff with this one. Yeah, it's like I do a... and I put the voice in the highest note. And actually it sounds great on stage, but I need to figure out some stuff with it. Didn't do it yet.
But yo, that was really sick, and the balance between the technical percussion and your vocal pitching, plus the trumpet pitching, yo, that got me really hard. And then when the like, whoa,
yeah, the literal, yeah, the click.
oh, that went so hard. Arthur, let us know what you think.
Oh, but what I think it's a really dangerous beatboxer for next battles.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's quite impressive. I guess in this video you can see already all the work that Prichia just made these few months and years, because you got everything. You got groove, you got really nice technicality, you've got musicality and melodic stuff that are really tight in the notes, and this is really, really rare in the beatbox to have a person who does such clean notes like that. So yeah. It's I'm so proud of her. Really, really, yeah.
He's saying
Super
that
good
when
job.
he battled me 3 times, I actually put it out this round against him, and he won anyway.
No
There's
way.
way to win 2 rounds. He's the
Oh.
best one.
No.
Typical
I'm
Bookie.
just kidding.
No,
Thank
but
you guys.
Interesting. Now I'm like, wow. You know, you put that out and wow, what did he put out, you know? Damn.
No, yeah, I'm kidding. We all know he's a beast. But thank you guys for
Both of you.
the good feedbacks. Means a
I mean, you're not done yet. I want to know what you think about it. You know, like I want to hear from the artist themselves. What did you feel like? What was your process in coming up with this? And you know, how do you feel about it now?
So in this shootout, I actually did like a kind of mashup between freestyling and my own song. So
Nice.
that's why it's so big, and I'm always changing. It's because I was just having fun. I wasn't supposed to do this shootout, but because I was with everyone this day and Swissbeatbox and stuff, they're like, okay, let's put the camera on and let's do like a shootout and stuff. So I really enjoyed the fact that I had to do something just like this, and actually to help me to not be that how to say that me and with myself, like, okay, I need to do this and this and this, because I didn't have time. It was like, okay, let's just do a shootout like that, and it was actually really cool. This is I'm a bit bad with myself watching videos of myself on YouTube, especially when it's about beatbox, and I guess we're all the same in that. It's still like making me so fucking creepy and stuff, but it's the only one that I can actually like listen to it and be like, okay, it's not that bad, it's okay. But I enjoyed to do it.
Yeah, I totally understand. Like, even when I'm watching on myself online, I'm like, I could have done that better. Could have done that better. We are the only ones to know, though.
Of course. Yeah.
We are our hardest critics, but that was an awesome job, honestly. Like,
Thank you.
I am, wow.
Thanks.
like just the sheer length of the amount of content you put out there and the amount of variety, really, really sick. Just before we move on to the next one, I have a question here from LSDXTCGHB. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but asking what's about the title. So yes, we are talking about gender identity and sexuality today. Just before this, I gave a little presentation. Then after this segment, actually, I'm going to be asking Arthur and Prichia certain interview questions to get more about their experiences and their perspective. For now, what we're doing is we're sharing a little bit more content from people who are non-binary, basically. Yeah. Okay. Do we have time for one more video? Let me think. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do one more video.
Yes.
You were a fruit, you would be passion. Nobody told you. Speaking your mind like it goes out of fashion. Patience is a virtue. You don't ask for much, but love in return. I give my advice, but you take it in rations, and nobody telling you. If you were a fruit, you would be passion. Nobody told you. Speaking your mind like it goes out of passion. Patience is a virtue. and see you cry. No, no, not gonna make you die. Ow, ow, gonna make you cry now. Open up, not gonna make you die. Oh, for the love, 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 love. Oh, for the love, open up. Underneath the surface, underneath the surface, good, good. Underneath the surface, you're good enough for the love. Open up. For the love, open up. Oh, for the love, open up.
Yo.
Right.
That was so powerful. That was crazy. The thing that struck me the most were her kick and snare, the sheer power. Yo. Like, whoa. Every time she hit that snare, I was like, whoa, whoa, wow. Yo. But also the... I can't even hit those notes.
So nasty.
Yo, I've heard people like Gene Wawad do it really well as well, but never ever heard it on those like high pitched notes, and it sounds so good. It sounds so good, like amazing, and like her control of dynamics, her control of like the whole structure and everything, sick, super sick. What do you guys think? Arthur, go for it.
Okay. I go on. I'm really impressed by the rhythm conscious of Grace Savage. It was like there were like so much groove inside her beat, and I'm sorry, my computer just it's okay. Yeah, like these rhythms are really dope. You know, with the some groove inside, like some layback beats sometimes, like or in the breaks you're like
Yeah.
And it was I'm a big fan of this, and she's like the stretch is perfect, like the vocal stretch is perfect, and I'm a big fan of hip hop things and scratch, so nickel.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Prichia, how about you?
She was really good. I love the originality that she's bringing on. She knows where's her strength. Her there, I don't know. Her, yeah.
Let me check. Actually, we should be clear about that. That's true.
Yeah.
So for now, I'll say they. But yeah, there's. They actually know where there is their strength, and that's what I like about it. They know like the high pitch is something that they can play with it.
Right.
The flow is really good, and actually the ideas of arrangements and in the structure, how they put like the song integrated in the structure, it's actually really clever. So yeah, I like the universe. I like the fact that they're not doing just what people expect them to do. They're doing their own beatbox, and that's really good. It's really cool.
Sick. Okay, so I'm checking it out right now. It doesn't seem like she specifies it anywhere, so I think for now
Okay,
I'll
so
use
she-
they them.
Let's say she.
That's a
Not
that's
that
a
I finished.
that's actually a really good point. I forgot to mention at the start of the stream. I am he him.
Oh yeah.
What about you? What are your pronouns?
They, but if you prefer, she's okay for now. So whatever you want. They, she.
Cool.
Yes, and
Arthur?
for me, it's him for the moment. Yes, you can say him.
Sweet.
It's totally okay.
Right. Let's it's good that we're clear about that. Okay. Sweet. I am so inclined to watch the last one, just because I see a handpan. I literally last week I got a handpan, for myself. I'm like, wow, I want to watch this one, but I think we're running a bit out of time here. We're going a little bit over time. I would like to really get to the interview questions, for the two of you, because I think that's the most important thing for today. And if we have a little bit of time at the end, you know what? We'll play the video. Okay, let's start off with the questions. All right, are you guys ready? I'm about to do a serious interview right now. I'm kidding. This is really chill. Oh, by the way, before I move on, that was Grace Savage, in case it was not clear. That track was called Open Up. But yeah, so let's move on to the discussion topics. Okay, question number 1. And this one might be a little bit more geared towards Prichia. What was it like, or how was it like growing up as a non-binary person? You know, what are some key experiences in life that affect you maybe till now? Yeah. Go for that first.
Yes, so I actually discovered that I was a non-binary person really late, actually. I was like, I don't know, 21 to 22. I'm 25 now, so it's so new for me. And actually sexuality too. I'm using the good words about my sexuality. I didn't know that I was homosexual or even bisexual or pansexual, actually, because I just love human beings. I don't know until I was 21, 22 either. I come from, I'm taking my time to say that because you will understand, but I come from Portugal. I'm Portuguese. And
Nice.
even if I love my country, if you're not in the biggest city, the little towns next to the biggest cities are not there open-minded, and religion takes a part of it, cultural education too, and
Right.
so I feel like since I was little, I already said when I was really little, I was like, I don't care about being a girl or a man, and I would play like with all the toys because I love all the toys. I can just take a Barbie and it will be okay to maybe she, and I will take I don't know, a car and she will drive the car. I don't really care if there's like boys or girl toys.
Right.
So I guess people could see the difference. That's what I'm trying to say. Even if I didn't know, people could see that there was something different about me in my gender expression and stuff. And yeah.
No, so I was just saying, I just wanted to, sorry to cut in, but this is exactly what we're talking about like a gender construct, and society's expectations of how, you know, Prichia should have been behaving or something, or like, you know, it's not exactly what they expected, so they could tell something is different in a sense. Exactly. But yeah, please continue.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess like this experience was for me the best definition for me for what I felt like having another gender. What's about gender? It's all about that. The fact that people would see that I was different without me seeing that I was different. I was like, I'm a girl, but I just like everything. And for me, it was the best way to know that gender is different from sex. And so my experience growing up with it wasn't. Today I'm grateful about it, but it was a pain in the ass because actually on school I was bullied a lot of times, and it was the same stuff even on internet in the Beatbox community when I cut my hair, because people could see it now in the appearance that something was different. I wasn't sorry, but I wasn't that pretty girl beatboxing anymore. I was a kind of androgynous person beatboxing. It's still I don't like either, but anyway. And yes, so today I took this as a good. I'm actually grateful because I feel like it helped me a lot to see that okay, there's a difference. Maybe I'm different, but I'm not different because I'm non-binary. I'm different because I'm capable of seeing that I'm my own differences, see who I am, seeking to know more about my identity, and not just go where society wants me to go. And this is where I'm different. It's not about being non-binary. It's about being able to accept who I am, knowing more about myself, and affirm and saying it to the society. And it's okay. So today it's actually a good. Yeah, I'm actually grateful about all these experiences.
That's beautiful. I for one, I think your hair looks great. Just saying.
Thank you. I need to get it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, on a more serious note, yeah, I definitely think that's amazing because we're all different in our own way, you know.
Exactly.
Whether we're talking about sexuality, whether we're talking about gender, whether we're talking about our race, whether we're talking about our beatbox skill level, whether we're talking about, you know, there are also our age. There are all sorts of differences between us, and that's what makes us unique, and that's what makes each person individually beautiful. And I think the most important thing is that we learn to respect that, and we learn to love that about each other. You know, I think that's the biggest thing.
Beautiful.
And I'm really really glad that that you have after your journey of this whole thing come to love yourself and accept who you are as what you are, and that's awesome. You know,
Yeah.
that's really really beautiful.
Thanks.
Cool. Arthur, is there anything you want to pop in on this subject? Any experience you might have with this, or like your friends, or anything you want to pop in about this, or before we go on to the next question? Yeah.
The fact is, like what Prichia say, I can relate this for many things to my own experience. So it's really cool, and I think I can understand some things in the other side. For how to explain? Okay, it's I will try to do my best, audience.
Okay,
If
take your time,
it's
bro.
take a bit of time, it's
Take your time.
okay. So yeah, to clarify, I'm okay with my gender. Like I'm in a I don't have a I don't have the word, but I fit with my gender. I'm cisgender. It's okay to say like that.
Yeah, I fit like you.
If that's how you identify and express yourself, that's perfectly fine.
Thank you so much. But I've got in my childhood, I have some experiences like my gender expression didn't fit with the society wants from me. For example, I remember like when I was a child, I remember I like things that were considered as girl thing. That was I think a mistake of the society, but that was the fact. And I remember like girls didn't want to play with me because I was a boy, and I had many things like that. And the first time I offered a present to a girl I wanted to fix when I was a child, she was like, "No, I don't accept this present because I don't want gays in my world," and I didn't understand that. And that's when I just realized that there were like that there were like society behaviors that were weighted from me. So yeah, and I also got a little bit bullied in at high school because people and students thought I wasn't enough virile, and I wasn't enough a male, and that was really difficult, I guess. And now for now in the beatbox community, I don't have had any problem, I guess, with that. But I feel like since this, I feel still feel like I'm different in this in this. I don't know if it's perfectly clear, but that was
No.
my experiences.
That's a really good sharing actually, and every experience is 100% valid, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so I think this goes back to the same thing where, you know, your gender expression, in a sense, didn't really fit in terms of what society expected of you. And I'm glad that you're perfectly okay with that now. But I can totally understand that as a child, that you're saying that you experienced one of these experiences as a child, it could really affect you, you know? When adults are telling you things about, you know, how you should behave and how your behaving is not natural in a sense, or not what they expect, it could be quite damaging for someone's self-esteem. It can be very damaging for someone's, outlook on themselves, and there's no reason to do that, really. You know, if someone is comfortable acting a certain way, why do we feel the need to tell them, no, you should be acting like that? There's really no point in that. The main thing is about learning about other people, how they behave, how they feel comfortable, and making them feel accepted and welcome. I hope I said that right. But yeah, thank you for sharing. I'm just looking at the comments right here. Because the comments are popping off quite a bit. Just wanted to address one real quick. So I think there's some comments by Nayaka U125, and they don't quite see, what the struggles, what are the kind of struggles that people within this community face. So if there's any examples that you would like to share, I mean, of course, this would be your trauma, and if you're not comfortable sharing that, that's up to you. That's perfectly okay with me. But if there's anything you would like to share to help educate people on what kind of experiences people might face, that could be good.
I didn't get your question, Amit.
Okay, sorry. To be a bit more clear, my question is relating more to how has your difference in mindset or in your gender expression, affected you in terms of.
Oh, okay. So actually, as I said today, it's affecting me in a good way. But let's just be honest, because it's important to talk about this. Because when people don't suffer about something, it's hard to understand why the others are suffering about it. So let's take some time to talk about not just positive stuff, but stuff that actually happens when you're just doing stuff that you feel like it's nothing. It may actually be really, really bad for the person that is actually suffering from it. I would say that the bullying, it actually took so much energy and self-esteem and all that from me. I didn't feel like I have my place anywhere, even the school, anywhere. So I felt like I was like kind of person that doesn't comes from Earth and doesn't need to be in this Earth. And people don't understand their bullying already. It's really bad. And if you're bullying about someone's identity, the only thing that you have that it's so special in your life, it's your identity. All your life long, what you're doing, your work, your job, your daily tasks, your relationships, everything that you're doing, it's about progressing and knowing more about your own identity in order to understand more about the world and the others too. So when you mess up with this beautiful kind of treasure that you don't should touch, it's hard to a child actually to be able to just grow up as if it was nothing. And it was my case for years and years. And at the beginning in the beatbox community when I went, it was the first time that I found my place actually. So I felt so good. Afterwards, as I told you, I cut my hair and stuff, and
Yeah.
it began again. So it was like I was feeling again all this anger, but it was more controlled because I was already discovering myself. And I guess when you're discovering yourself and you're knowing more about your identity because you know about you and you know what's right and what's wrong, it's better. But when you're asking yourself so many questions, you don't know anything yet about it. It's hard actually to get these bad experiences, and sometimes it can take let's say the truth, some physical aggressions can actually happen. It actually happened to me. For 2 or 3 times someone wanted to hit me because of or even more actually because of my style, and that means something for them that doesn't mean the same for me. Anyway, I don't know if you're getting what I'm trying to say, but it affects in a bad way in a human being, that's for sure. And as you said, Amit, we're not the same. We're not the same, and sometimes it can actually, you may not be sure about making it turn to, how to say, you're not sure if someday it will turn in a good thing. You're not sure because you need to have a personality that fits with it and stuff. We're not all the same. Situations are not the same. The country is not the same, and I was lucky enough to see some light in there, and today be like, okay, I'm non-binary. You can say whatever you want. It will take you for like, I don't know, 3 minutes to write it down. It will take 1 second to me to return to my daily tasks and just confirm that I know who I am, and it's just confirming that you know who I am, and that's all I need. So it's okay now, and it actually it affects in a profession. I'll finish in there, but it affects in a professional way too, and it can actually affect in a good way. In the artist and the musicality, well, in the music world, an artist, something that it's really important to an artist to be able to go further in what they're doing. It's the identity and
Yes.
the image and the universe. So because I took all this time and I was suffering for all that, I was able to know who I am and actually express some engaged music about all that. So it actually affects in a good way for me in my artist life for now. Sometimes it can happen that someone doesn't take me because of my physical criteria that doesn't fit in a theater musical stuff. It's okay, but in the big picture today, it's actually something that it's actually positive for me.
Wow, a lot of really, really good points being brought up there. First things first, I'm sorry that you had to grow up with that kind of experience, being bullied, even physically, emotionally, to the point where you're like, why am I on this earth? That's a very sad place to be at, especially for a child. And no child, not a single child deserves to feel that way. It's very sad. But again, like you mentioned, you have grown from that, and learning about yourself, how do you work, your identity. I think that's such an amazing thing that you said. Lots of people have been asking, why do we talk about this? Why is this so important? And you brought up a really, really good point. Your identity leads to your artist image. It leads to your originality. Who are you as a person? Your artistry is brought about by your identity. What makes you different from any other beatboxer? Skills, yeah, sure. But what else? There are a lot of beatboxers at a similar skill level that know the same sounds. But what makes them different from the next person?
Yeah.
It's your personality. What are your experiences? What are you doing outside of the beatbox community? How do you bring that in? And that's why actually it's very, very obvious to see in your artistry that you do a lot of things outside the beatbox scene, and that plays into your into your work, and that's awesome, honestly. So yeah, anyone out here who's looking to be a little bit more original in your style, find out what is your identity, you know? Figure out who you are, what makes you different. And that's what you need to celebrate.
Yeah.
Awesome. Arthur,
Yes.
anything you would like to share about this topic? Please go ahead.
If you can repeat the question, it would be really
Sure.
pleasant for me.
Sure. So obviously you have a different perspective of gender from what society's expectations are, you know? And how has that affected you in your personal and your professional life? Maybe positively, maybe negatively, you know? How does that affect you?
I will begin with a negative way. As I said, I grew up with some bad things that happens to me, and yes, there were like physical violence. For example, my high school, as I said, was a really I don't know if the word fits in English, but we call that in France a sensitive high school. It's there were like a lot of criminality inside it, and it really brings me so much good things but also bad things, because people were really close-minded in there. And for example, people wanted thought that was a good idea to hit me, to make me a man. I think even now I think it's ridiculous, but it really happens, and this through few years. So yeah, if I tried to be like, no, I'm not so different, people were reminded me every day. So yeah, it's I think it's some bad things for this, but in my personal life, by accepting this and those difference, I've been taught. Well, I don't know if I speak with the good English, but I continue with all this stuff. I am, and I can separate from stereotypes that people just stick to me. I just had the thing to grow up every day, and yes, I think there are also so much things I don't accept now, but it's always in a dynamic, you know. And I think I'm getting stronger and stronger by just accepting myself, and I think the identity more it's part of your identity, deep identity, more it's precious, and I think this is a kind of precious things I keep. And yeah, in my professional life, it's also I think this helped me a lot for many things. Like the expression of your identity on stage, for example, is really important for me. Like when I think you have this thing that there is something from your identity that people just rejected or find super strange or fishy. It's like it makes you feel like from my experience, it makes me feel like a kind of monster, not something that is bad, but something that people show. And being so much when everybody show you, you need to not to act, but to have reaction from this. And this thing made I think the personality I can bring on stage, because I'm still this monster on stage, but it's a beautiful monster, I guess. And yeah, people like
Nice.
things like people just pointing with their finger a few years ago with the very bad behaviors. Now this is the same person I am now, and people like just enjoy myself on stage. I hope so, but yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's actually a really good point. You know, how does this viewpoint of people on you, you know, affect your performance on stage? Because yeah, like we talked about just now, your identity is a very big part of your artistry. And you know, if you feel like you're being rejected on one end, like how do you ever have the confidence of you know, fully being able to reach your potential on stage and performing to the crowd? Of course, you know, having a self-acceptance and self-love is one side of it, you know, where you're like, I don't give a shit what everyone else says, but you know, I feel great. But as much as you want to say that, it does affect you. You know, when people are constantly telling you, hey, you're different, and because of that you're shit. You know, you're wrong. Whatever it is you are, you're wrong. And it's just, why? You know, it ruins someone's day. Like, imagine they just smashed the performance and they're like, yeah, just killed it, vibe. And then you get off the stage and someone comes up to you and you're like, you're wrong. Whatever it is you are, you're wrong. Just imagine that happening to you. You know, like that is such a terrible feeling. And why do you feel the need to do that? You know, if someone is just expressing themselves, even if you don't understand it, you can respect it. You know, and that respect is what's going to affect this artist on the stage. It's going to show that, you know, these people, they support me, and because of that, I can bring out the best out of my beatbox, and then that in turn brings the whole beatbox community up even higher. Right? But I love all the experiences that you guys are both telling me about. Is exactly what we wanted to share here. Let me just take a look at the chat real quick if there's any good questions to ask the two of you. Okay, we had a question at the beginning, asking if I have a degree in this topic that we're talking about. No, full disclaimer, I do not have a degree. Like I mentioned, this is research that we have done. My degree is in music, specializing in electronic music, but I am an avid researcher of different things, and my life perspective is to continually grow and learn. And I think, like Arthur mentioned just now, he also has a growth mindset. Prichia, I'm sure as well, has been growing as a person. So essentially what we're doing here is we're just presenting our research. Obviously, I would really like you to do your own research as well. See what information there is out there. I do not have a degree. I just care about the topic, and I would like to explain what I know about it. Cool. What other questions do we have? If you have any good questions, now's the best time to ask in the chat. Well, there's a lot of discussion going on in the chat, a lot of debate happening. So I mean, I think debate can be healthy, but just please treat each other with respect and try to understand each other's perspectives. And come with an open mind. That's the most important thing. Okay, we are dealing with real people here. Science and statistics could say one thing, but the way people feel could be a very different thing. And the most important thing here is to respect, you know, how other people feel. Because there's absolutely no reason in the world to make someone feel bad about themselves. You know? Especially when it comes to something so serious like their identity. Okay. I am seeing nothing that important in the chat right now in terms of questions. I'm going to move on to the next question. Okay, so specific to the beatbox community, I think both of you have mentioned that you found a nice place within the beatbox community. Of course, you've had certain bad experiences, but I would like to know, like, online and in real life, you know, what is your perspective on the beatbox community in terms of this topic? How have they made you feel? If it's good, why good? If it's bad, why bad? Start with Arthur.
Yes, and I just found a question. I found interesting. Can I answer to this? You think, or we maybe don't have the time? I don't know.
No, please go for it.
Okay, the question is: have you found other beatboxing to be accepting of your sexuality? I don't know if I interpret nice the question, but it's do you have found a beatboxer that are in the acceptation with my sexuality? It's this.
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So yes, I found some of them. Like this is not. I think Quick Sketch is Bookie gay. You will know maybe maybe later, but maybe you will never know. But I won't answer this kind of question. I just answer to this. But
Yeah.
yes, actually, yeah, I've got. I don't speak about sexuality with many beatboxers, but the one that was close to me, yes, we speak about this, and the people we speak about it, everybody is accepting everybody's sexuality, and there is no problem with that. But thing is, there are a lot of beatboxers I don't feel confident to speak with about those subjects. But
Okay.
there are there are beatboxers that are accepting my
So
sexuality to answer the question.
so just to press on that a little bit further, like what have these people done to make you feel accepted? What are some good things that they've done for you that you know made you feel like, oh, I can be comfortable with these people?
Mm. First of all, they were themselves. That was the first thing. They were themselves. They were spontaneous, and they were like I feel safe with them. But they didn't have any uh, uh, incorrect any injurious spoke. So I felt confident with them, and we spoke about this, and it was okay. It just I think this is a question of having or not having any hating behavior of our discourse.
Nice. Yeah, I think that first point that you mentioned as well, like really hit me super hard. Like the fact that they're just themselves, you know, like they're
Mm.
authentic on their own. I think a lot of people who are afraid about talking about these topics themselves are afraid of being themselves, you know, and then they project that out onto other people. Like they feel the need to tell people that they're wrong because other people have told them that they're wrong, or like they feel like they are wrong internally. Um, and so I think a big cure, or I wouldn't say cure, like a big way for people to overcome this need to tell other people that they're wrong is to accept themselves and love themselves as well. You know, be your authentic self. That's a really, really good point. I like that. Prisha, how about you?
Yeah. About the question of on chat about sexuality.
Well, I mean, now we're talking specifically a bit more about the beatbox scene.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, like yeah, what have people done to either make you feel accepted or not so accepted
Yeah. Okay.
in the scene? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's about that. Okay. Well, it for me it was actually really funny because I was in the beginning of the beatbox. I was entering the beatbox community, and while I was entering the beatbox community, I was asking myself a lot of questions about my sexuality. So it was actually the same moment. So I had this conversation with people about it, and it didn't actually change. For me, there was nothing that changed about being accepted or not in the community about it. I guess for me, it was more about my style and non-binarity and stuff like this. It was where I was like feeling some problems with acceptation in the community. If it is like the crowd of the beatbox or the beatboxers itself, that it was more about this subject there. But I have
Okay.
something to say that I honestly, it's not a truth. It's what I think.
Okay.
I'm I'm people when they see me, they would say I'm a girl. Okay. Uh, so it's easier. Let's say the truth.
Okay.
For sexuality, that's something that I hate about it. It's the fact that a lesbian it's seen like something really sexy. So it's bad discrimination in a positive way that actually makes it be okay, but it's not a good idea to do that, guys. Please stop that. But it makes people will kind of accept in a weird way. That's really bad what I'm saying, but it's how I felt it. But
Okay.
I guess if I'm a guy and I say, I don't know, hey, I'm gay, it will not be the same. Because there's people don't see any sexy stuff that they shouldn't see anywhere. They just see like, oh my god, I want to touch him. Like there's a lot of kind of reactions like this one. So
Yeah.
I guess it's different. It was different for me, but because I was lesbian, I would have this kind of sexual kind of comments that are really not okay.
Yeah,
So this is
100%.
another issue that I can have anyway. But yeah, just coming to the question again, for my personal experience, actually, I felt accepted anyway, but because it was my experience, it was like this, but it's not the same for everyone, and I understand that.
100%. But yeah, that's actually a really, really good point. I would like to do some research about that actually, like the differences between, you know, discrimination of different people within the spectrum as well. Because I
Yeah.
actually personally I've noticed this as well, that yes, I think from my experience, gay people are discriminated in a whole different way from lesbian people.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and there is a more sexual element to the lesbian side of things, which you know, it is a form of acceptance, but it's quite a disgusting form of acceptance if you ask me. Like, you, like why do you, you know, why do you only see someone sexually? It's
Yeah.
it's essentially objectification. It's yeah, it's acceptance, but you don't even feel good about that acceptance, I bet, you know, in a sense, yeah. But anyway, that's a good point. That's really a good point. Okay, wait, I have a question in the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to check it too.
Okay, so there's a question for me personally, which is, how do I feel about the LGBTQ community and why do I feel this way? My personal opinion, I love all people. I love the LGBTQ community. I love straight people. I love people of different ages. I love people of different genders, of different races. I think people should be able to express themselves how they want to, because that's how they are as an individual person. I think people should be allowed to love who they love, however they want to love them. I think that's fine. I mean, if you're talking about legal issues, I mean, I'm not going to dive into the whole topic of things that are underage or other forms of things. That's a whole different topic from today. But as far as loving other humans, adult humans, you're allowed to love whoever you want to love. That's my personal opinion about it. And you're allowed to identify as whatever gender expression you want to identify as. I think that's perfectly fine. You know, you do you. That's fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Any more questions? Okay, we have a question from Edward Trevaskis. Have you found other beatboxers to be accepting of your sexuality in general? So, to be a bit more clear, like, you know, who are some people within your community which you feel like you can trust? I mean, if you're comfortable sharing that.
Oh, so who, like in the community, some people we can talk to and we should name them.
If you have some people that you want to give a shout out to, could be cool. I mean, this
Yeah.
is not to say that everyone should reach out to the people. I mean, different people that have their own lives.
Yeah.
But this is just saying that, you know, these are some people who have been here for Prichia and Arthur. If you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fine.
but I guess I will not say names. I'll just say organizations that actually
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
make me feel good. I would say LGBT Beatbox made me feel really good. Huge big up to them. Panama Beatbox Hustlers, my association in Paris, they were the ones like taking me and holding me. Like they're like my family for sure. Bookie Blanco knows about what I'm talking. Our organization is like a family, and I love them so much because they're always trying to know more about subjects, be more inclusive, and you know what I like is the fact that there's a lot of straight cisgender people in there that are have so much empathy and knowledge about this
Nice.
subject, and that's what I like because this is the world where I want to live. I'm not, and I guess this is something that I want to say because some people tend to misunderstand all this. Our fight is equality, and our fight is it's actually peace.
Yes.
So I'll never be in war against straight cisgender people. I love human beings, and that's all. And I guess the proof of it, it's how I'm surrounded in this association Panama Beatbox Hustlers that I just told about it. You can just see everyone with their own differences, their own identity, and it doesn't matter. It's just like, okay, what we want is just like a good mood, a good beatbox skills, well, like having fun. That's what I'm trying to say, and being
Yeah.
friendly to each other. That's all it matters in us. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Definitely LGBT Beatbox has helped us a lot on a lot of topics. We've had a few conversations with them. And in
Oh,
our
Grow
research on these sorry?
Sorry, and Grow Up is a good association too.
Grow Up. Okay. Nice. I've had a bit of experience myself with the Panam Beatbox Hustlers.
Yeah.
Scratchy and Philippine are great people. Yeah, I love them so much. They've helped a lot. They're very, very, very active in all these topics whenever we're discussing them.
Of course.
Love it. Another thing that you said just now really, really spoke to me, which was, give me a sec. I lost my train of thought. It was a really good point. Give me a sec.
Please.
Never mind. If I think of it, I'll say it again. But, but I mean, those were the really, really, really good words. And yes, really good associations to look out for. Also, I would like to give a shout out myself to Beatbox Safe Space. I think this month they've been putting out a lot of really good content regarding this topic. So go check it out if you want some further education about it. Arthur, do you have anyone you want to shout out?
Yes, but for at first, Pac Max and Sophie, because they're like super cool and really aware of this topic, and they're putting this what you're watching right now. So yeah. Huge thanks to them. And yes, I agree with Prichia, Panam Beatbox Hustler, and Grow Up really helped me to affirm what I am and assume what I am. And I think most of this event, I didn't feel any discrimination or reasons to not be being myself. And even underground beatbox battle, it's an association of beatbox in Toulouse. They did every month one battle, and I always be accepted, even if it was the first time in the beatbox community. I just I assume my behaviors, my manners, all those kind of stuff, and being accepted like that. I wasn't a strange beatboxer, so it was really helping me to just be. And yeah, that's
Sick.
yes, that's it.
That's great. I'm super glad that there are places and events where you can feel perfectly safe and perfectly accepted. I think that's really, really good. I remember the point that I was going to bring up. I think something that you said, which was really important, is that our fight, in a sense, is not against people. It's against misinformation. It's against ineducation. It's about these issues that we're trying to solve, and not the fact that we're trying to fight, or make a war against other people. I think we as a collective society together should fight against misinformation, fight against fake news, fight against ineducation. So please, anyone in the chat, please don't think this is a me versus you kind of thing. We are all in this society together. We don't want to fight. We want equality and we want peace and we want love. That's it.
It was like a movie quote. We don't want to fight. Love it.
We should write that down. Put that in an actual movie. But yeah, awesome. I think we had a really good discussion today. Any last questions in the chat? Let me just check before we end off. Okay, we had a question which was, any groups or places online or IRL or in real life that are Beatbox related and queer friendly? Yeah, Beatbox Safe Space, LGBT Beatbox. These platforms, you can follow them on Instagram. Very, very active, and they're constantly putting out more information. And if you ever need someone to talk to about your personal experiences, these are great people to talk to. Personally, if you want to reach out to Swissbeatbox, we're happy to listen. I have to say, like I mentioned, I don't have a degree in this. I'm not the person who's best trained on these topics, but I'm happy to listen. And happy to refer you to anyone who I think might be able to help you best. Cool. Okay, so before we end off, I think we had a really good discussion today about sex, gender, society's expectations on our sexuality, how it makes us feel, and why it's so important to make everyone feel, accepted, in terms of their artistry, how it plays a part in their identity, in their self-esteem, and how, accepting everyone and making everyone feel good helps them be a better beatboxer, and it helps our scene as a whole grow. So yeah, thank you, Prichia, and thank you, Arthur, for coming in. It was awesome having you both over here. You gave us some really, really good perspectives, your own personal experiences. I think we gave a really, really good kickoff to the topic. What do you guys think? Yeah?
I guess so.
Yeah, we gave some pretty good information. Okay, I have a last request to play the handpan video. Okay, we play the handpan video, and then afterwards we're going to end off with Prichia's video at the very end. Which is a track called Ocean, which is a really, really good collaboration. And actually, in this one, you also play the piano and do a bunch of other things.
Yes and no. I play it with my head, but I don't know how to play it with my hands. I did all the time. I do every single note and I'll put it on Ableton.
On Ableton, alright, on DAW. Got you. I'm not a great pianist myself. I do the same thing. Don't worry.
It's like being a great singer, but just in your head. It's like, I know the notes, but I don't know how to do it. So, yeah.
But you are a great singer anyway. Yeah, okay, so we're going to get the handpan video on. Before I end off with that, yeah, please go and check Beatbox Safe Space, their Instagram account. They've been putting out really, really good content, and very, very comprehensive content about this topic. Prichia and Arthur, can you remind our guests where they can follow you and find your further, content, or where can they find you?
So you can find me everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, every streaming platform like Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok also. And it's Prichia Music, Prichia, music in English. And yeah, I'm coming out with a new song that it's called Unstoppable. We talked about it, Amit, last time. That you
Yeah,
showed
yeah.
me. You showed me a video, and I was like, "Oh, she has the same name as my song coming
Yeah,
really soon."
yeah. I remember.
So it's coming this month. It's Unstoppable, and it's an LGBT song, engaged song. It's my first one about the subject. It's about my non-binarity and just saying to
Amazing.
everyone, "Hey, I'm masculine, but I'm also feminine, and I like how I am." There's no beatbox. It's about producing and singing. If you want to see beatbox, you have the Ocean one. Yeah, I'll tell about it all at the end, but yeah, you can follow me there, and yeah, I'll talk about all this after.
Sweet. Arthur, how about you?
You can follow me on Instagram, unfollow Arthur1, but follow Bookie Blanco, Bookee, and Blanco like the Tipex, Blanco. And yeah, I'll be posting soon a lot of videos about my project with a dancer, hip hop dancer, and my pianist friends. So just be aware of this, and that's
Awesome.
it.
That is really, really awesome. Okay.
Can I add something just for
Yeah,
because the
go for it.
Spanish beatbox community, I really want to head to them. They're making a battle that I'm going to judge in August, and
Nice.
it's a battle a qualification battle for the Spanish finals, and at the same time they're doing that will take place in Portugalete, Spain, the 3rd August. At the same time they're doing that, they're creating a new deck card. You should definitely check that out because it's a non-benefit, so it's a crowdfunding, and if you want to participate and give them a hand, it will be great. That's just a little friendly placement that I put in there.
That was sick. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Please, that sounds really, really cool, honestly. Like, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, also,
it's
I appreciate. Sweet. I appreciate the fact also that you guys are doing this for the community. It's non-profit and everything. That's really good. And
Thanks.
good stuff. Okay. Ilya, hit us up with that last handpan video, man. Oh. Technical difficulties. Damn, I was really getting into it.
The same for me.
Oh, it ends there. Okay.
No,
Really?
we want more.
Oh,
Damn,
no.
I really wanted more. Yo, that was sick though. For those of you who are curious, that was Kimmy and Gabrielle Handpan plus Beatbox on YouTube. Go check it out. I hope they have more content. I'm gonna check them out after this actually. I want to learn more about the handpan and beatboxing with it. Yeah, Alem does it really good actually. I've seen a couple of his videos as well. Yo, good stuff. Okay, cool. With that done, thank you all for coming today. Thank you everyone in the audience. Who had a good debate. I saw there was a really good conversation going on in there, and a lot of people were jumping on the bandwagon of trying to help educate other people. And I really, really appreciate that. Please continue sharing your experiences and do it respectfully for everyone. With that, I wish you all a very safe, well, I would say Sunday, but today's Thursday. A very safe Thursday anyway. A safe week ahead. A safe month ahead. And yeah, love and respect everyone. Cheers, guys. Thank you.